about
Okay.
the topic. If you see that is, let us orchestrate our lives, how we balance our lives,
Not as subjects.
not as a subject.
Related to subjects.
Yes,
Yeah, master class.
yes. It's about more about your work-life balance.
Okay, okay. Not my MBA classes.
Not regular class. It's a master class
Okay, okay, sir. Thank
by
you.
our distinguished academician.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. All the students are requested to mute themselves so that there will not be any kind of disturbance in the class. Very right, Ritika, that MCOM students are also there in this class. Good morning to all of you. उदित जी प्लीज माइक ऑफ कर लीजिए आप. Good morning to all dignitaries. In today's session, I extend a warm good morning to Ginny ma'am, our senior director, Manish sir, our associate director, today's master, Professor Sunaina Ahuja, Professor Kulvinder Pal, my colleagues and my dear students, my dear workers. For today's master class, we are having Professor Sunaina Ahuja among us. Ma'am is a distinguished personality in the field of human resources and needs no introduction. But as a ritual, we have to give a brief introduction of mine in very few words, which is not possible, ma'am. Professor Sunaina Ahuja is a talented professor of organizational behavior and human resource development at Lovely Professional University, Mittal School of Business. He has done MBA in 1999. Madam has completed her MPhil in 2010 and PhD in 2016 on employee work engagement and empirical study of higher education sector. In the work in which she is contributing a lot, she has done the PhD also in the same field. Professor Sunaina Ahuja has started her career with the prestigious JCT Limited, Hoshiarpur in 1999. She joined Lovely Professional University in 2003 as assistant professor. In 2008, ma'am was promoted as head of the Human Resource Department. Keeping her brilliant performance in mind, ma'am was given charge as the Dean Human Resource Development Center of the lovely professional university, which is a very prestigious, I would say, post, and on the same very key responsibility of the university. Professor Sunaina Ahuja is serving diligently in organizing professional development programs catering to the sustainable development goals as well as other related issues. She is having a great interest in crafting the course curricula, training strategies as well as the impact analysis. Ma'am is a firm believer in experiential learning that we will see today also in today's master class. She follows up for the transfer of skills to the work areas, thus yielding the appropriate ROI on the professional development programs. Ma'am is trained by Dale Carnegie and having a certificate of achievement in the high impact teaching skills. She is gold medalist in the courses Leadership, Developing Soft Skills and Personality, Principles of Human Resource Management, Human Resource Development by the various IITs. Ma'am has published several research papers in international peer-reviewed journals and participated in n number of the conferences. As Dean, Human Resource Development Center, Ma'am is instrumental in organizing more than 400 faculty development programs in diverse fields. I tell you, students, the number 400 looks out to be small, but if you ask any person who is heading HRDC, this is a great, great milestone. So, ma'am, hats off to you for your work. And now, not taking much of the time between you and students, I hand over the baton to you, ma'am. It's all over to you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot for.
Thank you very much, Dr. Adib Hamadi, and for the very kind introduction. It places a huge responsibility on my shoulders, and I'll try to justify it to the maximum. A very good morning, my dear students, and the participants from all over India in this masterclass organized by a lovely professional university, distance education wing. First of all, I'd like to thank the organizing committee headed by Madam Jimmy Nishavan, Manish sir, and Ajay sir for organizing such master classes in which we can interact with the students, in fact, working professionals from all over India. So from my side, a big round of applause to all those who have joined this class. See, the subject that we have chosen is Let's Orchestrate Our Lives. So, first of all, before we start deliberating upon this with the help of a presentation, I'd just like to ask from you, what is the most important thing for you in life? Just put your ideas in the chat box so that we have maximum ideas on board. What is most important to you in life? So this class is beginning with a question, and I hope that you are all ready to participate. So Ritika Soni says, happiness and satisfaction from work and personal life. Nice to hear from you, Ritika. Vitti says, peace of mind. Happiness and peace, Ayushi, Sonali. All right. Healthcare is most important. Shaista. Emotions, emotional well-being, Ganesh. Great. Independence and decision making, Nikhil. Great. Balance between mind and heart. Very well said. By Renu. Happiness, peace of mind. All right. So this tells us about our values in life. how do we define life in fact? Right? So health, wealth, happiness, peace of mind, independent decision making, freedom, justice. This is all we are looking for, right? So today, in the next 1.5 hours, we're going to deliberate and share our experiences. One commitment I need from your side, and that is, I don't want this to be a one-way thing that I keep on talking. I believe that we have two kind of speakers. One is a sage on the stage, and the other is a guide by the side. So I'd like to be a guide by the side. For that, I need your participation. Let's make it a conversation, right? So there are two ways in which you can participate. One, as you have already participated through the chat, and the other is I'll enable your webcams and mics as well. You can use your mics and saying unlock all. So whenever you want to speak, you can switch on your mic. All right. Allow me to share my screen, please. So Ajay sir, my screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. All right. So we're using the word, let's orchestrate our life. So what's an orchestra? Let anyone tell us what's an orchestra. Yes, Anna.
Sorry to interrupt, ma'am.
Yes.
Your screen, I can only see the first slide, that is Lovely Professional University. Have you shared
Only that,
anything?
yes,
Yeah,
only that much I have. Right now, only that much is visible.
Okay, so
Right.
that's visible, yeah. Thank you.
Right. So what is an orchestra? What are the particular characteristics of an orchestra?
Ma'am, not sharing a screen.
Screen is not visible. Okay. Presentation is not visible, right? I'll just try again. Sharing. Okay. I'll try again. Stop sharing. Start sharing. Entire screen. Share. Now it is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Title slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right.
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Okay, so as you all know, what is an orchestra? Orchestra, multiple instruments, multiple musical instruments. Not a single instrument, but multiple instruments and playing in a symphony, playing in harmony with each other. So similar as our life, we have various roles to perform. So in life, we want happiness, as you all said, which requires that we need to balance all the roles. We need to create a harmony between our roles. So today, we have 3 agendas of discussion. Together, we'll try to answer 3 questions. Question number 1, how well am I juggling various roles in life? We all are jugglers, and we are doing various roles. But how well we are doing this juggling part, we will discuss today. Second, how can I bring harmony to my life? And third, how can I enhance my happiness? Because in the beginning only, you all mentioned the majority response was you want happiness in life. So let's start with the juggling part first. So what are the various roles we are performing? Let's see. We are performing the roles in 4 quadrants. At work, at home, in social life, and in our spiritual life. 4 broad quadrants of our roles. Let's see what we are doing in each quadrant. You see, at work, we are having various resources with us. And we are in charge of those resources. So what all resources we are having at work? Yes, Udit? What all resources your organization has given you to accomplish your work goals? Let's see all the resources. The organization has given you technology, manpower, financial resource, infrastructure, all the resources at our disposal. We have various roles at work also. We are team leaders, we are team members, we are facilitators, various roles are there. Right? At home, again, we are responsible for the prosperity, the happiness of our families. We are caregivers. Every member of the family, be it, the eldest member or the youngest member, is some way or the other contributing to the happiness and wellness quotient of the family. Right? We have various roles in the society. Every now and then we are visiting friends, relatives, celebrating, attending social functions, parties, get-togethers, performing social work, doing voluntary services here and there. Right? And spiritually, we have various roles, meditation, reading spiritual literature, attending to our prayers, attending discourses, spiritual get-togethers. So various roles we are performing. Right? Now I hope you all are able to see this 4-quadrant diagram that I'm sharing with you. Because somebody was saying that I can't see your screen.
No, it's visible now.
Right. So now we'll do an exercise. I hope you all having a pen and a notepad with you. Right? Our exercise is, you are having 100 points with you. Distribute these 100 points in the 4 roles that are in front of you, depicting the time you are spending in each role. So, just divide 100 points in proportion to the time you are spending in each role. So give maximum points to that quadrant in which you are spending maximum time, and minimum points to that quadrant in which you are spending minimum time. So you have 1 minute to do this, because we are all very clear about it, how much time we are spending in each quadrant, right? So quickly distribute 100 points in these 4 quadrants. And please excuse me for the numbering. The quadrant 4 and 5 likha gaya, it's actually 3 and 4. So that doesn't matter for you. You just write straight away. Okay, you don't have to share the results with anyone. Just write it on your piece of paper, right? And then we will discuss the outcome after a minute. As soon as you are done, write done in the chat box. I'm reading the chat from the second device. I hope the question is very clear to everybody. It's written right in front of you. And if anybody has any doubt regarding the question, you can clarify. See, this exercise, when I did it for the first time, it put me into a thought process. I have, all the time at my disposal. But how am I spending that time? So it's an awakening exercise. It puts us to introspection. It puts us to thinking, okay, what am I doing? How am I spending my life? Okay, so many people have done in the chat box. Now, my question to you is, to which quadrant have you given maximum points? Please don't answer this question in the chat. Rather, answer this question in the poll. I'll be starting a poll for you. Answer this question in the poll. I purposely want to do this in the poll so that the result is right in front of you in a statistical manner. Yeah, please answer the question in the poll. To which of the following quadrants did you give maximum points? A, work, B, home, C, social, D, spiritual. And remember, you were giving points according to the time you spend in each quadrant.
Ma'am, A.
Thanks for your response. 31 people have already responded and more are responding. We'll wait for 30 seconds for everybody to attempt this poll. Yeah, quickly. Let's have a quick response from everybody. Done? All right, let's publish the poll results. 31 have given maximum points to work. 19% have given maximum points to home. 10% have given maximum points to social. And 8% have given maximum points to spiritual. Let's publish the results. Now, my dear friends, my question to you is, are you satisfied with this distribution that you have done?
Actually, team leader, team member, and facilitators in work.
Yeah, so work is one quadrant, na?
Yeah.
You may be spending, most of us are spending more time at work and less time at the other aspects, which is fine. That's the requirement also. But my question to you is, are we satisfied with this distribution that we have done? Or do we feel that this distribution needs more balance? Is it that we are, putting all our energy and everything in one of the quadrants and other quadrants are being ignored? Is it like this? Is it that we want to change something? We want to bring more harmony to our life? We want that alongside work, we should also be enjoying our, family life, social life, and we should also be doing something spiritually. We should also be growing spiritually. Do you feel like this? If yes, you can write a yes in the chat box, or you can say something about it. Those who have done this exercise, anybody would like to say something about it? Yes, Ritika, would you like to share your views, please? Or anybody, Renu, Viva, Nidhi, Ganesh, anybody would like to share their views? Priyanka, would you like to share your views by unmuting yourself?
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
So ma'am, I'm at a very young age now. So I've been working since I was in my second year of graduation. And I think that I have given a lot more attention to that than to my parents and my siblings or to some person who might be important in my life apart from them. The work life is like a total different thing. It has created a different scenario and a different world in my life. My social life is like totally blank. I get 2 days off, Saturdays and Sundays, and now because of the com classes, I've started doing it Saturdays and Sundays, and at night I feel like totally exhausted. I can't do it anymore, and it's all just I need is my bed and my pillow, nothing else.
Very true. I can relate to what you're saying. Very true. In fact, if we all talk very honestly and candidly, I can talk for myself. We will not find a lot of balance and harmony in things. But then the point is, if not now, then when? If anything is there which needs to be changed, if I want more harmony from my life, when am I going to do anything about it? It's now, right? So what is it that I need to do? Many times you will think, it is so difficult to change this scenario. It is easier said. It may be easy for Sunaina Ahuja to talk about all these things, but it is so difficult to change the things in reality, right? Because we have so many responsibilities, so many priorities. So how do we find out the time for especially socialization and for spirituality? How do I find the time for all this? I don't even have time for my family, right? So when I thought about it and I had various encounters, various experiences in life, I came across this ad of Nescafe. This ad talks about the experience of an RJ, Rishi Rawat. And I'll not talk about it, but I want you to see this ad. I want to share this ad with you. I'll just move on to the next slide. Okay. So you watched this video? After watching this, please share your thoughtful takeaways about what did you get from this video. Did it create any goosebumps? Did it give any, thoughts to you? Did it light any bulb? Anybody would like to share their views, please? So here you had an RJ who was given the task of running the show at 5:30 a.m. Was it easy? Not at all. So Kavya, yes, please share your thoughts with us. Kavya, you had raised your hand. That's why I said your name.
I'm sorry, by mistake I raised my hand.
Okay. But would you like to say something about this video that you watched?
Actually, if you don't mind, I'll say that there is no sound in it, so I can't feel anything by reading it, but I can feel that there is a thing that gives hope in this video.
Okay. So, other people, could you hear the sound of the video?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. There was no sound. Oh my God. I'll play it again, right? Because you will actually get the message only when you hear. I'll just play it again. From YouTube, I'll play directly.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, but I'm sorry, it's not URL supported. Perhaps that's why I could not play it from YouTube directly. So what I can do is I can just share the link with you and you can watch it on your own with sound also.
Yes, ma'am, sure.
Yes, I'll just share it with you. So maybe later you can watch it, but I'll just summarize it for you. So this is the story of an RJ who was given the task of running the show at 5:30 a.m. in the morning. So every day he used to come, he used to wait that some phone call will come and I'll play the song. But then at 5:30 a.m., who is going to listen to him? So every day he just said, no tring tong, I will play the next song. So he used to play the songs on his own. So while he was leaving at 8 a.m. when his duty ended, he noted that the other RJs received multiple calls, and even they could see that 100th call was also there, right? So he was very upset, very demotivated. So one day when he was going, one of the staff in the office said that if no one will listen, then how you will get a phone call? Suddenly he got an idea that some phone call will come even when no one is listening. Maybe someone wants to say something when no one is listening. So he just said that right now it's 5:30 a.m. in the morning, no one is listening to us, say what you want to say. And that's where people started saying whatever they felt like. Somebody had to apologize to someone, somebody had to express gratitude to someone, somebody had to express annoyance to someone, and all those things started coming up. So this was the message that I got from this, and which I want to share with you is consistently, if you try for something again and again, and you want to change something, you can do that. It's just that we have to go the extra mile, one, and we have to think out of the box. We have to think differently, not in the routine. And I am today here with very creative people. I believe you will always try to find out new solutions to old problems.
Sure, ma'am.
Great. So once again, I'll share the screen with you. Thank you for your participation, and thank you for clarifying that you could not hear the voice. You can watch it in your own time now. All right. So the next question that we are going to address is, how can I bring harmony in my life? We have seen that we have various roles to perform. We have roles at work, at home, in social life, and in spiritual life. We have seen that all these roles sometimes compete with each other also. If I attend more to my work, my home suffers. If I attend too much to my home, I'm not able to excel at work. So sometimes what I need to do is bring harmony in my life. How do I make all these roles go together like an orchestra? So in orchestra, there cannot be one instrument. Can there be one instrument in an orchestra? Listeners will no, right? So listeners will appreciate an orchestra only if there are multiple instruments. So that's why we also have multiple roles in life. And if all the multiple instruments start competing with each other, they start clashing with each other, then also there can be no orchestra. So in life also we need harmony in these 4 types of roles that we have to perform. So question is, how can we bring that harmony? So again, my next question to you is, what if I have, I have so many resources with me, we have money, we have technology, we have ideas that come from our teams. We have so many resources in our life. But still, sometimes we feel that there is no harmony. There is no happiness. More happiness is required. So what else do I need to make the most out of life? This is my question to you. Can money be ever enough? Can technology be ever enough? Can ideas be ever enough? Can teams be perfect?
No, ma'am. No.
Right. So these things can never be enough. Perhaps what we need is, as you guys are saying, what else do we need to make the most of life? Anybody would like to say something?
Ma'am, balance, the understanding.
Firstly,
Yes.
we have to stop comparing us with others. This is the most important point. We are getting wrong point. So if we stop comparing us with others, then we can be happy. And happiness is the key of all things when we start whatever we want to do.
Very well said. Very well said, Ji. Comparison. Very nicely said. I remember, whenever people get increments and promotions in their work, immediately when you are handed over the increment letter, you're very happy. Yeah, I got an increase. Let's say you got a 10% increase in your salary, right? You're very happy. You call up your family and say, oh, yeah, I've got 10% increase this time. You're so happy, right? Then you meet other people in the organization, your friends, people in other departments, your associates. Somebody tells you, I got 15% increment this time. Suddenly you start feeling, oh, I got only 10%. So, 15 minutes before, you were happy with your 10%. Very well said that with comparison, that 10% became only 10%. Right? So, very rightly said, comparisons make us unhappy. Ultimately, what will make me happy is the food in my plate. Even if I keep comparing all my life with what others are eating, the car which others are driving, the house in which others are living, the organization with which others are working, and if I keep on comparing all my life, can I be happy? Rather, if I value what I have and make the most of it, maybe I can excel, I can be very happy, and others will also value me because I'll meet people with a smile. So, on this line, Brian Tracy has said, there is never enough time to do everything, but there is always enough time to do the most important thing. And the most important thing is to give a pat on your back and tell yourself, you're doing your best and you will achieve very well. Okay, at this point of time, I want to share the Parkinson's law with you. Now, Parkinson's law says that work expands to fill the time available for its completion. See, have you ever experienced this in life? Point is, now you are all working, simultaneously you are pursuing your education also. You were able to find time for this? Before this, while you were not pursuing your education, you might be spending the entire time in your work. So this is Parkinson's law. Work expands to fill the time available for its completion. Once we decide that we have to do things in 4 quadrants, we have to pay attention to work, home, social life, and spiritual life, or in any other order. Things will be done. We will have tasks in all the 4 quadrants, and those tasks will adjust in the time available. The only thing required is our focus, that we have to spread, we have to have diversity in the kind of activities that we do. Okay, anybody would like to share any experience that when you undertook something new, you were able to find time to do that thing? Anybody would like to share the experience?
Ma'am, like for example, I didn't understood what you are trying to ask.
I said that, suppose right now, like I'm working 8 hours a day, I'm doing something for the family also, and blah, 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 right? But suppose I decide to do a course that I have to, do a certification course. I need some more time for that, but there are only 24 hours. So Parkinson's law, I just want you that can you relate to it that when you undertake a new activity, you are still able to find time for that activity. You might not have thought that you will find time. Yeah.
So like earlier, I'm a teacher, like I'm a professional teacher. So earlier at the school that I was teaching, that was not so far away from my home. So the traveling time was reduced. And I used to get some time to spend at home or with my friends. But now the school that I have joined, it takes me 1.5 hours to reach that place. So 3 hours of my day is going over there. So it's a little difficult to manage every day. But I try to do it every day, spend time with my family. And as a teacher, you also know that there are a lot of other works, and especially if you are in a school, college work and school work are totally different. So looking after the students, their needs, and setting up the question papers, taking out the copies, it's like a little difficult to connect with everything simultaneously.
Which is fine, Ritika. This is a practical challenge that you are facing. And many of us in today's life, we are living in metros, traveling all the time. Spending, everybody on an average is spending 1 to 1.5 hours one way. Even I'm spending 2 hours a day on my travel, to and fro, right? The point is, now, what can you do in that travel time? How can you use that travel time to give you happiness?
Yeah, like
Maybe.
Sometimes, suppose if I need to rest at home, so that thing I can do over there during my dispersal, or if there are some, like for example, in the course only, we have some video lectures. I have 1.5 hours, so I can pursue that so that I don't have to give it time at home extra.
Yes. This is the time. This is what I mean to say. Then if you start doing this, watching those video lectures or taking rest or doing anything, like suppose I believe I had this intention that I wanted to, read some literature for half an hour, 45 minutes. Earlier I didn't used to get time. But now because of travel and my books, everything is now available online. So I read that literature online or I listen to an audio book online. So I am able to get some new ideas which I can share with my students only because of the 2 hours that I spend every day in travel. Right? So very nicely said, Ritika, that whatever is the challenge in our life, let us try to look at that challenge from a new perspective. That how can I convert this challenge into an opportunity? Very well said. Applause for you from my side. Okay. Now, here there is a principle in front of you. It is known as the Pareto's principle. It says that 80% of the productivity comes from 20% of the activities. This is a principle which is proven by research. Please understand it. 80% of the productivity is coming from 20% of the activities. That means the 20% effort that I am making is leading to 80% of the results. Practically what it means is we need to identify some activities which lead to better results. For example, as a student, which are the activities which can give you best CGPA? Just one example I will give. Submitting your assignments on time. if you are studying, let's say, 5 to 6 subjects, and you have, let's say, 2 assignments per subject, that means in a semester, 10 assignments to submit, or maybe 12 assignments to submit, right? But if you submit all those assignments in a qualitative manner and in a timely manner, it is for sure that you will get good marks in the continuous assessment. So submission of assignment is one of those 20% activities which will give you 80% of the results, right? What else as a student? What else can you do continuously to get a good result? Any idea? Okay, very nicely said. Consistent reading. I know that at the end of the semester, I have to take 5 to 6 exams, right? So if I start dividing that every month I will do this much, then I further divide it. Every week I will do this much. So every day I will do this much. So if I divide my efforts into the 5 or 6 subjects that I am reading, so I'll be able to identify that these are the activities. If I do these activities, I'll get good score. Those can be assignments, the projects, the daily reading in preparation of your interim exam. So all these things from the perspective of students. Also from the perspective of an employee, if you see, there are some activities, as an example in front of you. If your boss appreciates 20% of your output, which has in their view 80% impact on the organization goals, it makes sense to focus on those tasks. Your boss told you that just do these 4 tasks for me. These are very critical to me. So one approach is we keep on doing so many things, right? But somehow those 4 tasks are not getting enough attention, right? Other thing is we give maximum priority to those 4 tasks and then realize how important those tasks are for the organization, right? If I focus on those tasks, my output can increase a lot. And this is what Pareto's principle is, that 20% of the activities lead to 80% of the results. Sometimes those activities are as simple as preparation for a meeting. You have 3 minutes booked with the boss or 5 minutes booked with the boss. How can you prepare, take a report with you, which, we're able to present the report very clearly, concisely, and promptly, so that you spend 2 minutes in presenting the report and you have 1 minute to do a general discussion. So preparation could be one of those activities, 20% activities which will give 80% results. Preparation. So we are further talking about bringing harmony to our life. Let us see what are the key points in bringing harmony to our life. One being prioritization of our roles from time to time. Said that we have roles at work, at home, in social life, and in spiritual life. Do we prioritize that, yes, there is an inspection at office, so I am required more at office, so I sacrifice my personal time for that. But then later on, there is a function in my family, or my child has a parent-teacher meeting, or my child just wants to spend some time with me. No formal thing, just spending some time one day, aram se. Do I take an off and fulfill that desire of family time for my family? Do I do that? So the way I prioritized work, do I prioritize family life? Do I take out one day, or part of the day also for a meditation, any kind of a thing that develops me spiritually. So this is all about prioritization. It's about the balance which comes from prioritization. Second, determine what tasks make the role successful. What should I do in each role that will make me successful? Should I keep doing everything? Or should I delegate some things to others as well? Right? I can share the work with someone, focus on some of the work. Ultimate goal is everything gets accomplished. Do I involve others in my planning? In each of the 4 elements, other people are also involved. You have your team members. Do you share your plans with them? You have your family. Do you tell your family that, yes, now the next week at work is quite demanding, so I need your cooperation. I may be late in reaching home next week. But at the same time, I'll take a day off the very next week and we'll go for a short holiday together. So like this, I mean to say, are we involving our family also and our team also in our planning? Further, our various roles overlap with each other, but sometimes we can make use of this overlap. I'll just give you an example. While I was doing my PhD and also working over here, so the challenge was to, balance all the things, write a quality thesis, also have responsibilities at work. So here, I was not able to pay attention to my daughter. I continuously felt guilty for it, that why I'm not able to do this. Then one day an idea came. I asked my daughter, can you read the thesis? I was writing a draft thesis, and it had to be proofread. So I was carrying one draft. I gave one draft to her, which my guide had corrected. Right? So I said, you just read out. My guide has asked me to make some corrections. You point out those corrections, and I will make the corrections simultaneously. So in this way, she got the satisfaction that she's helping me out. And actually, it was help. It was real help. Though she was in, I think, class 8 at that point of time. But then it was simple English. She could read it out and she could help me with this. So roles do overlap, but sometimes we draw synergy from the overlap also. Right? Okay. And it's very important that we clarify the time demands for every role. See, the problem comes when we bite more than we can chew. Do you agree with me? Many times we bite more than we can chew. Right? So that is what we should be avoiding. We should remind ourselves that we have multiple roles to do and we need to balance all those roles. So I'm sharing a 4-quadrant approach with you. We have in quadrant 1 things which are urgent as well as important, right? So urgent as well as important. What are the things? Can anybody give me an example? Which of the things, example, that it's urgent as well as important to do it? In your student life, what are the things urgent as well as important? Okay, you have an assignment to submit next week. In which of the 4 quadrants will you place it? You have 1 week to go, right? You have an assignment to submit. You have 4 quadrants, urgent and important. The second quadrant is important but not urgent. The third quadrant is urgent but not important. And fourth quadrant is neither urgent nor important, right in front of you. So I'm giving you an example that an assignment which is to be submitted next week, in which quadrant will you place it? So 6 days to go, assignment to be submitted, which quadrant would you place it? Just write it in the chat box, please. So Renu says it's urgent, assignment to be submitted in time. Anybody thinks something differently? First quadrant. First quadrant. Sonali, first quadrant. Priyanka, first quadrant. Okay, but practically what I have seen students do is, when there is 1 week to go, then they place it in the second quadrant. कि important तो है, but urgent नहीं है. अभी तो 1 हफ्ता पड़ा हुआ है. 1 week is a long time, right? So they'll put it in the second quadrant. But when there will be 1 or 2 days left, weekend आ गया, just tomorrow is the submission, or day after tomorrow is the submission, then they will place it in the first quadrant. Urgent as well as important. So it's all about the balance, how we prioritize the things in life. It's all about that. And if we just, they say, eat the elephant part by part. If you actually divide the work of that assignment in the 1 week that you have, then it will not become a crisis. So that is the proactive approach that I am sharing with you. See, ultimately, my dear friends, we have a persona, our whole system. We have to pay attention to our body, our mind, our emotions, as well as our spirit. And we have to do something for all the 4 quadrants again, right? So for our body. Now, how many of you pay attention to the body by doing exercise, focusing on the diet, going for timely diagnosis and treatment in case, God forbid, if there is any such health issue? How many of you say that you are doing justice to quadrant 1? Say yes. Those who are doing regular exercise and having a healthy diet, if you're doing that, say yes to quadrant 1. Shaista says yes. Very good, Shaista. Now, all those who are saying yes, say it quickly. From my side, you are the billionaires in today's world. You are the richest people as you are paying attention to your health. Right? Very nice, very nice. It's very, very, very important to pay attention to this. Second quadrant. Let's look at the second quadrant now. How many of you think positive? Right? How many of you think that if I'm in a problem, it is likely that I will come out of this problem? This shall also pass away. This problem will not stay here forever. I'll come out of this problem. How many of you think like this? Good, Shaista? I think there should be more people. You are young people. You have a lot of things in front of you. Puran Jot, very good. You are living in the present. If problem has come, it has brought a solution also along. It's just that we have to identify the solution. So Harihar says yes. Giving positivity to the mind, the best fuel for the mind, positivity. Coming on to the spirit. How many of us are paying attention to our spirit, keeping our spirit healthy by doing some kind of a meditation, connecting with nature, appreciating a flower that we saw in the morning, By counting our blessings, oh my God, God has given me the capacity to see. I can see everything with my own eyes. There are people who don't have eyes. Still, they are counting their blessings. Why am I not counting my blessings? Right? I have, so many other blessings. I can speak, I can listen, I can walk on my own feet, and so many other things. Are these not blessings? Aren't they making me rich? Aren't they making me privileged? There came COVID and took so many lives. Should I not thank God every day that I am still alive? And finally, managing our emotions. See, they say, dil to bachcha hai ji. Mind will sometimes be happy, sometimes be sad, sometimes it will be angry, sometimes it will be, peaceful. It will keep its waves up and down. But am I doing something to keep my emotions under control, to understand my emotions, to understand the emotions of others as well? Someone spoke very badly with me, let us say. Right? So there are two approaches that I have. One is, this person is a very bad person. This person has insulted me. So one is this approach. The other approach is, maybe this person has a bad day today. Maybe this person is also upset because of some experience that this person had. Because usually this doesn't happen. Usually this person is not like this. So let me give some benefit of doubt today. Let it go. Let it be. Chalo jaane do. Chalo jaane do. I hope you heard that song of Amitabh Bachchan in Bhootnath. Chalo jaane bhi do. Chalo jaane bhi do. Right? So I find it a very interesting and very nice song. So always, when in anger, think about that song. Chalo jaane bhi do. Chodo gusse ko. Okay, finally, coming on to enhancing our happiness index. Right? So everybody wants to be happy in life, and we want to enhance our happiness index. For that purpose, though there are a lot of ideas, but I think we have paucity of time now. So I'll be sharing this presentation with you, but I will wind up by sharing a story with you. Now, this story is about three people. Their name is Aman, Aisha, and Anvi. So they are a family. Aman is the husband, Aisha is the wife, and Anvi is the daughter. So it so happens that it's a summertime and they decide to go for a vacation. And they went to Maldives for this great vacation that they have. They just went for sightseeing, enjoyed a lot during their vacation. So on the last day, they went to a souvenir shop and purchased. Everybody started choosing the things. Aman chose a lot of things for his friends and for family. The little girl, Anvi, also chose some of the things. And the lady of the family, Aisha, also chose a couple of things. And she particularly chose an item for her parents, and she showed it to her husband that, just took his advice that this is what I want to buy. But somehow that was a very expensive item, and the husband felt that this is out of budget for them. So he just turned it towards the price tag and, indicated that kuch aur dekh lo, He said, look for something else, right? And by chance, she did not like anything else, and she did not pick anything else. So this little girl, Anvi, was watching. Children are very observant. So she was watching all this. Anyways, they just packed up the stuff that they purchased, and they sat in a taxi. So when they sat in the taxi, there was a discourse, a satsang, a discourse was going on in that taxi. And that Guruji, he said, this world is a stage, and all of us are performing various roles. Nothing is permanent. We will perform our role and leave. So this is what he said. So after they got down from the taxi, they reached the airport. This girl, Anvi, she made a statement. She was sitting cuddled between her mom and dad. And he said, Mom, Dad, when I'll grow up, I'll become a dad. Right? He said, what do you mean? He said, yes, I will grow up and I would like to become a dad, not a mom. He said, why? His mother and father both said, why are you saying like this? He said, because dad can purchase whatever he wants, but mom has to ask that. So she made this little statement which touched the father's heart, right? And the father understood what she is hinting at. So immediately, they went to another shop in the airport, and he particularly requested his wife that you please buy something for the parents, buy what you like and don't consult me. Buy what you like. So this is how he was an emotionally intelligent person. He had empathy in him. He understood the message, the feelings conveyed by the daughter regarding the wife. So this is the role of empathy, my dear friends. If we want to remain happy in life, it is very important to put ourselves in the shoes of others. Put ourselves in the place of others and see how others would feel in this situation. So that is a very important thing. And ultimately, I would end by saying that there are 6 ways to achieve harmony in life. And first is stop searching for balance. We may not have a perfect balance in our life. Sometimes we have to give more priority to one thing. Other time we have to give more priority to another thing. The priorities keep changing, and we have to be agile to accept the change. Second, live in the present moment. The past is gone, the future is yet to come. If we are at work, let us be 100% at work. And if we are with family, let us be 100% with family and let work go out of our mind. As we already discussed, I'm just summarizing, it's very important to plan and set our priorities right. So sometimes just spending 20 minutes on a Sunday evening to think, what am I going to do? What significance I am going to do at work, with family, in social life, and in spiritual life. In all the 4 quadrants, what am I going to do? So once the idea is clear, then we are all very, we have the set goals, then we will work to achieve those goals. And ultimately, we need to make conscious choices because everything has a price tag. If I have vitamin D deficiency today, let us say, but if I decide I will take only vitamin D, nothing else, will I be a healthy person? No, balance is very important. Everything has a price tag. If I am spending too much time in one quadrant of life, I will have to pay the price for that. It is for sure. And ultimately, it's important to stay active. It serves 2 purposes. 1, good for the body. 2, good for the mind. And finally, getting the proper rest. I'm specifically mentioning it to all of you because I know the generation today, they have turned the sleep schedule topsy-turvy. So it's very important even if you may have different sleep timings, but very important to get a proper sleep to have a great immune system. And finally, I wish you all a great life. So I had a video of Love You Zindagi over here, but time may not permit us that. So once again, keep watching this and keep loving life and living it fully.
Okay, ma'am. Sure, ma'am, sure. I will watch.
Okay, so I think once again there is no voice. But in any case, thank you so much. You're a great audience. And over to Gamba, sir.
Thanks a lot, ma'am.
Yeah, fine. Oh, I just want to stop this. Yeah.
Now, students, we are having only few minutes left. If we can take one or two questions, if anybody is having some questions for ma'am.
Sure, sir, sure.
Any student, they can open their mic.
Thank you very much, ma'am. The session was very worthwhile, and it's really helped me to understand and find the self-motivation under me.
Thank you, Vita.
Thank you, ma'am.
Any questions?
Yes, so it was very fine. It was a very fine session. We don't think that there is something related to this topic, especially that we need to ask her anymore.
Great. So hats off to you, ma'am. Just see the students' response that they are not having any question. All questions are being answered by, I would say, a saint.
One thing I would really appreciate the way the students have responded to all the exercises and the discussions in a very positive manner. Would really appreciate that.
Ma'am, it all depends on the worthy teacher also, that how they are carrying the class. So hats off to you, ma'am. I would say, just going by what you were saying, that students will also be happy that it would be, they are not listening to a management teacher. Moreover, they were listening to a saint, I would say.
Oh, please.
Who is telling about how to balance the life.
I'm myself a big learner in this field, and it's just that you might have bruised your knees and you want to share with others how not to do it.
Yes, I can understand that, ma'am. And being a female, I can understand balancing between the family as well as the work life, and that also the work life you are having so busy always. So it's really, I can understand that you yourself have practiced it and make it good for us. So you are telling it by your experiential learning, I can say.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, on this platform, I would like to give a vote of thanks, and first of all and foremost to Ma'am Professor Sunaina Ahuja for such a wonderful session, that eye-opener for many of us, that how we can balance our lives in a better way, how we can transform our lives by balancing the work life as well as our family life. Ma'am, I would request you to please give your precious time again and again to our students so that they can learn from you. That is the humble request of mine, ma'am.
Sure, sir. Sure.
Bamba sir, it is a request from the whole Center for Distance and Online Education, because this session was really an amazing session. I know that students who are day scholars at the university, they are getting proper mentorship from ma'am. But it is for the first time that online mode students who are not day scholar at the campus, they are based at various locations within the country, even at outside country. So ma'am, we are very thankful to you that that you have given your precious time for online mode students also, ma'am. So from the core of our heart, from the whole family of Center for Distance and Online Education, from students and staff, ma'am, we are very much thankful to you that you have given your precious time to guide and to mentor our online mode students, ma'am.
You have 5 minutes remaining.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. It's my privilege to be associated with the Online and Distance Education Division, which is bringing name and fame to Lovely Professional University in India as well as across the world. So yes, I wish all the best for the growth of this division. Thank you.
Ma'am, I'm happy to share that because we are in the first year of our online education, and we have more than 20 country students in our online education now. So
my God, that is wonderful, sir.
Thank you. Yes. So and I request you to please give your precious time in future also to guide and to mentor our online mode students.
Always, sir. Always there with you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Bamba sir, over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot, ma'am. Now, sincere thanks to our mentor and senior Guinea ma'am, our senior director, Center for Distance and Education, and Manish sir, associate director, Center for Distance and Online Education, our senior Professor Kulvinder Palji, Anna ma'am, Asim sir, and all my dear colleagues as well as students. Thanks a lot for your cooperation. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Bamba sir. Thank you, Guinea ma'am. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you.